You know he's not going to be great as a support late game because he's just not going to get the farm for impactful items. Mid game, he might have a great impact until everyone on Duo gets BKBs, and then, like you mentioned, he's easy food for the next assassin consistently, over and over again. So if FDL are going to be picking him up, it's very intentionally. I think they're going to be trying to get as much pressure out of the lanes as possible.
Yeah, so far I think Duop are just sniping this draft right now, though. Like, everything looks amazing for them. They got the Kunkka as we expected, FDL skipped over it as expected, and now the only save they have against Kunkka combination is Io, which is obviously relocate. Takes forever to do. They banned out the Juggernaut, who's like the best position one up against the Kunkka combination. They banned out the Omni Knight, who's also extremely good against the Kunkka combination. And they banned out the Oracle. Everything actually looks so good, and now they have Faceless Void. Is this the, I don't know, maybe it's the NA Dota mid. We'll see.
This is virtually the same draft that Witch Doctors won in their, or Witch Doctors used to win their game number 3 series earlier on. They had the Faceless Void, so you've got the Chronos, you can dump out the Skywrath Flare on top of that, Batrider there just for some nice little control, and there's the Naga to go up against it. This, I'm getting like ridiculous deja vu, dude. Are you Cap? Right. Hello, Cap, you sound different.
Yeah, I did catch you into that one. Now that was a support Naga, right?
Yeah, that was a support, but
yeah.
This is mid?
This will be core for sure. Probably mid for the most part, but it's definitely going to be Radiance Naga. So, you have relocate. I don't know. It's going to be kind of tough to catch her out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure how the timing of Duop is going to be, because obviously Naga can fight towards that mid game, but she likes to lean towards the later side of things. Kunkka Shadow Demon going to be impactful all the way through. Nyx, you know, he's going to feel real great 25 to 30 minutes. But FDL, I mean, Batrider gets his 6, Skywrath Mage rotates in, Io's there. You're getting pickoffs left and right, so do Duop have the luxury to sit back and farm up, you know, Radiance, Octarine, Manta on their Naga, whatever they want to do?
I mean, it comes down to Chronos in the end, right? Like, that's going to be... Chronos and Lassos are going to be super important for them. Just looking to get that first pick off and then just roll and roll every single cooldown on both of those spells. You want to be going in, getting picks, pressuring into the map. It would be kind of nice to get something that adds on to their push. Both support slots already taken up here, we assume, from FDL. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be support core mage. Pretty sure. I think they're going to have to look for something that'll match up decently against the Naga in the mid lane. Man, I mean, Duop have this nice little pick, though, so I guess they get to fully...
I mean, could they go for a Timbersaw again?
If you're FDL, yeah, for sure. It's definitely an option. I think this is going to be Bisa safe lane Faceless Void with the Lincoln Sphere build.
Radiance pick.
Yeah. So Bisa does that, so then I guess it's Mirana mid, Naga Siren safe lane. Okay, so this is a pretty free mid pick. Nothing too concerning. Wouldn't be bad to be someone kind of safe against the Shadow Demon, so it would be Jug if he was left in the pool, but wisely they banned it out. They're expecting it to be a core Skywrath Mage, apparently. But I don't know about that.
I'm all about that. If we're sticking with the draft we saw earlier, this will be a Leshrac. If we're not trying to trigger me, it'll be some sort of nice little mid laner here. I think 747 could get a lot of use out of the Timbersaw if he wants to go back for that, because there's a ton of survivability. He fights earlier than the Naga Siren. Not really too bothered by the next
assassin. There's Huskar!
Oh, hell
it's
yes!
It's Huskar!
Yes! Okay.
Alright, because, like, there's no Jug. I'm just like, man, what is good against Magic right now? Oh, please, just Huskar. Yes! Yeah, it's over. It's over. We're done. Alright. It's a quick 2-0.
Series. Congrats to them. Hey, Mott Packs. I'm really glad we shared this moment together.
Yeah, that was just... whew.
What a riveting game number 2 here. That's going to conclude our coverage for tonight.
So, yeah, I mean, just shut it off, honestly. This is just so classic. So classic. Like, the IO's there, you pick on the first phase, and the whole time Huskar just slowly gets ignored and ignored and ignored. There's no Oracle, so the alarm bells aren't going off in your head, and then you're like, fuck. IO Huskar is that other super annoying thing in the mid lane that everyone forgets about now, thanks to Oracle.
Ooh, okay, so we've talked about the potential for this to be over in 15 minutes with Huskar just absolutely wrecking face, but what's the other potential? What if Duop have crazy strong lanes and FDL just kind of can't get their shit together? Is this gonna be an easy Duop game? Like, what has to go wrong for FDL and right for Duop for this to go the other way? Because I think we can both agree that this draft is very FDL favored.
It's just Radiance, right? It's that's what it is for sure. You got to get that thing up, and you got to just create complete and utter split push across the map. Give them no option to catch you. CCC gets like Blink, Aghanim Scepter. He's hopping in and out of trees, pushing stuff, and then Francis is going around with this Shadow Demon Kunkka and killing random people over and over again, killing the IO over and over again, stuff like that. They gotta do like guerrilla warfare here, like never seen, but always just pushing lanes and killing random people out of the trees.
Oh god, the IO Huskar, how could that slip through?
Happens, man. It's just, that's Dota.
Either way, Duop, they've got their work cut out for them. I mean, I guess their best option is to gank mid repeatedly and just make sure 747 can't farm, but then, I mean, you've got Beast of Void. I mean, he's just been a machine so far with this Void. He farms up really effectively. He knows when to fight. He really knows the limitations of the hero. Every time I've seen him on the Void, he doesn't overextend. He's really rarely caught out without that time walk. So I guess Duop, they're fighting an uphill battle, just starting things off.
He also has the versatility, because like Bisa, a lot of time he does do that Lincoln Sphere build, but it's only when the game suits it. Like in a game like this, he can just go for the Vlad's build, and it's going to be way better for their timing, assuming things don't go like horrendously awful at the beginning. And then it's just going to be like Vlad's build into grouping up as a team, throwing out some Chronos, throwing out some lassos, and taking this one easy peasy.
Alright, so there is the 2 bounty rune start for Duop, so they got that going. A little bit more gold is FDL not too ambitious about the runes. They really wanted to go for good blocks and start the lanes out with really good positioning. So Huskar's now got that high ground advantage. CCNC, I mean, what kind of time is Mirana going to have here? Oh, hold that thought. We're going to have a gank. Stan King on the Skywrath. Might eat it there. The arrow not going to connect. Just going to slide back on through. So unfortunately, Kunkka not going to follow up with the Torrent and will not secure the Skywrath kill.
That's really rough when you miss that stuff. And whose carry was that? That was Dyer's. I'm not sure. I didn't catch where it was. Let's see. Oh, it was right mid. It just waltzed on in, I guess.
Yeah, I think Mirana pulled it in when she went in
CCNC.
to follow up, but 747, real quick on those snipes. He got the reach, and Stan King spending a lot of time mid. Is Skywrath going to kind of permanently stay here as long as there's potential for Shadow Demon Kunkka rotations?
Yeah, it looks like they're prioritizing the experience on the IO instead, and then just using this whole like early game Skywrath mage where you just spam spells and deny yourself to neutrals and laugh at your opponent's face as to how ridiculously obnoxious it is. And they have a great idea, thanks to this ward that was placed down earlier. Like, they still know that Naga's alone, so they don't have to worry about these supports being down at the bottom. IO's still freely doing this. The Undying Band comes back, and you kind of think about it now as to what that means for what they want to accomplish. And what happened last game was we had Snaking ran around everywhere, right? All because of Undying, and just never being able to match up against it. And they just didn't want that this time.
Oh, able to get the tether off before the torrent latches, so way too 0-2 on that Kunkka follow-up, and now Stan King TP's down bottom, way too. He's gonna eat it. It's not gonna be our first official blood, but he is the first one to hit the deck, so Snake King could be next on the menu. Stan King following up, he's spending up a decent chunk of his mana just to get the arcane bolts off, so probably gonna have to back off or at least fly in a couple of nice juicy clarities before he's able to go back mid to help out.
Yeah, just kill yourself. Not in the offensive way, Stan King, but you know, just kill yourself. That's you're playing Skywrath Mage. That's what you do. Go to Matrix and kill yourself. Look at Wave this last value arcade for the player.
Yeah, he's going in. He wants to make something happen. Now mid lane, we are going to have a pretty deep rotation. 747, obviously at the top of the priority list. Keep him locked down, prevent him from farming. But at this point, that support duo, I mean, they're going to get a little too scared to initiate. Stan King, he's got no mana. He's essentially useless. He's right-clicking for a whopping 53 damage. Dude, go kill yourself.
Yeah, it's really surprising. Like, why are you even right-clicking Snaking? He's poor man shield. You, like, literally don't do anything. How much armor does he have
MJW,
now?
up top. Yeah. The torrent finally latches. Can they keep the bat locked down? He doesn't have that mana for the Firefly. It's on cooldown. They've got the X coming back in. I don't know if he gets away here, but there's no follow-up. The Impale on cooldown. So MJW actually turns things around. He dodges out the torrent.
He's got mango.
He's just gonna be munching up some mangoes. He goes in, burning up almost six napalm charges onto that Kunkka. He's gonna be eating up a couple of stuns here. Most likely gonna die under tower. He is picked off by the Shadow Demon, but I mean that's about as impactful of a death as you can hope to have on a Batrider.
Yeah, I think he fully bought out there. Let's see. Did he lose any
Windlace
gold?
TP.
Yeah. I don't know. That's questionable worth. Levels are super important on the success in this game, so. It might not have been worth in the end. but it happened, so deal with it,
All right,
I guess.
Skyrath killed himself.
Attaboy. Doing what the crowd wanted.
So 747 in the mid lane, just absolutely dominating in terms of last hits. Mirana's finding very little. CC&C just having a really tough time. What's Mirana to do here? Does she wait for her Shadow Demon Kunkka to gank? Can she bail out and try to jungle every once in a while? Does she just stick with it and get less accomplished and always feel scared? Speaking of feeling scared, MJW.
Yeah, that should be okay. It's a really tough lane. If your support's out there, you can't do anything. Like, if you waste leap, then Susie's just going to walk over here and last it from your hill, and there's nothing you can do. You're going to be zoned out of experience as well, so it's better to just play it like a little bit safer. Throw some arrows for like catapults is usually worth it. Nice little push he gets in here with the Q2.
Alright, Torrent misses, and MJW flaps to freedom once again. There are just too many illusions altogether in this top lane. Meanwhile, Wisp goes, gets that kill. We missed the kill down bottom where Skyrath Mage and Io were able to just push up really offensively and get the kill onto that Naga, so things are just not going so hot for Duop right now. How do they get this back in their favor? Do they need to be focusing on 747? Do they need to focus on the bat? It seems like there's just too many things on the to-do list.
It is tough because you're a Naga. Your only natural way to deal with this is your mirror image. So his pop now to get rid of the stacks, but that was only 3. So like MGW can just start stacking them again here.
He's going in there. It's going to be that Torrent to come back out if they absolutely need it, but just the X to keep snaking at bay. And now down bottom, you've got Flea. He's getting a decent amount of levels, almost level 6 on that Sneaky Nyx Assassin, but he's got to turn that into kills somehow. He's got to get those Vendettas up and wrap around, and yeah, I mean, Io and Skyrath are super easy picks. The problem is they're just never alone.
Yeah, no, it's again the same idea they used the Undying for. They're just doing it with an Io now, where this is just a duo that you can't handle. Io Batrider has been a combination for so long, and it wreaks a complete have against safe laners, and it's drawing the support from this Kunkka and the Shadow Team. They have to be here all the time. Like, Jason's all the way going back home. He needs a wand because he's going to come up here and babysit around MJW the whole time, and that means there's no help for CC&C. So, again, FDL have just drafted total lane wins.
Yeah, I mean, what's the ideal timing for FDL? Like, when do they group up? When do they charge? Is it based on items? Is it based on levels?
Pizza. How are you doing, Pizza? Are you actually going Lincoln's? I thought he would just go Vlad's because everything's going so swimmingly.
I mean, could be a Vanguard. No, it's not because he leveled up the Poorman Shield. I think it's Lincoln's.
Interesting. I mean, again, very common build for the hero, but showing that I guess they're feeling comfortable just taking it slightly later. No real pressure to push on in.
Yeah, I mean, the only pressure is eventually your Skyrath Mage is going to be silence in a can. Like, his damage is going to be negligible. Anyone that builds a BKB can weather the storm, and he's going to be easy pick for the next assassin, for Mirana arrows, like literally for anyone. But as long as you can keep your Huskar scaling up appropriately, they should have enough damage to overcome that hurdle.
Yeah, the other thing just being the radiance, of course, but same idea basically.
Alright, so waiting in the wings, we got Pings out onto this Nyx, who has not found his level 6 yet. He's been kind of blocked out of the XP range for a little bit too long now. We could have something going down up top. MJW spraying out that Napalm left and right. And there's going to be a jump down bottom here. They go in. Spike Carapace buys some time, but I think Flea still ends up going down.
Oh, no bash!
Okay! They secured that kill.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, he's just not going to need that chrono for another minute and a half anyway. So,
what's he doing? MJW's up here with no mana. He's gone this kind of new school build where he's probably going to go drums again. So, no one's helping him out.
And there's going to be a TP up top. Io coming back in, trying to help that regen going forward. Yeah, they're definitely trying to make something happen here. At least just controlling this neutral camp, if not finding a kill onto Jason. Look at the spirits just tearing the Shadow Demon a new one.
Yeah, they're denying stacks, they're denying farm. It's just less and less for snaking up here. He's still doing very well. Like, he's 900 below old Pisa, so it doesn't look that well. But considering the pressure he's under, where this is just a free farming void, things look good. Vendetta set up. Oh, and that is what happens when you try and use the Vendetta damage against anyone with a brain and not get the impale off in time.
Well, Bisa has proven that he may not have a face, but he's got that brain. He's going to be at the top of the net worth chart. And, you know, even though he's going for that Linken's, it's not the early fighting build we were talking about. It is still going to be up early enough to where it shouldn't even matter, because Huskar, I mean, he's just sitting here soaking in everything the lane has to offer. Already has that completed armlet. When do we see shoes on the blue boy?
Oh, never. I mean, this is... Shout out to Katara. I'm pretty sure it was Katara who started this. I don't know, maybe I'm unduly giving him a shout out, but whatever. The bootsless, just get an armlet, who cares? I mean, you just stand still. I'm not sure why people need you, why you need it brown boots anyway.
Jump forth with life break, yeah.
Yeah, you just walking. Jump and then you stand. It's great. You know, life is fine, so never... No, boots come next. Those things rocking up here. What's done here? Parts of the drum. Old MJW gets himself a wand to boot. Very nice. Drums are actually almost finished here as well.
Alright, let's talk about what's going right for Doo-Wop, because we talked about how their lanes are feeling real cramped. They don't have a lot of space to move around. FDL are just kind of bringing up that momentum that's really scary, but, you know, what are Doo-Wop doing correctly that can really help this game go in a positive direction for them?
I mean, shout out to CC&C. Like, I don't know how he is so much farm.
How has he lived, also?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's very impressive. Maybe Susie just not being that... you know, he doesn't have boots. That's one thing to say. If you don't have boots before level 6, you can't actually control up the Mirana, so that could be a situation where maybe it might have been viable to grab them. But yeah, no, it is impressive CC&C's this farm. He's not going to be mega delayed getting the Agnum Scepter or anything like that. Alright, if there's a Firefly here from MJW, he would be dead, but for now I think he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he gets a little bit too greedy because there are 5 heroes in the vicinity. I mean, this bat, he is just taking out all the aggression. He is Doo-Wop's punching bag. Poor little buddy. Didn't do anything to deserve that. Now the TP in from the Skywrath Mage, he does have that ulti at the ready. And there's going to be the Wisp there. He has to back off immediately, bailing on that tier 1. And I think this is just going to be history for this tower. Meanwhile, though, you've got your free farming Void taking out bottom. And he's now got his completed Perseverance and, well, almost 1,000 gold towards this next component of the Lincoln. So Ultimate Orb not too far off. There are going to be mass TPs top. Everyone's got a bail. 747 making it rain onto Flea. He goes in with the life break, does eat the Carapace. The TP's out, should be coming now, and I don't think they can go and cancel any of these. So rotations out from FDL. They now just kind of have to get themselves going top lane because they've got no other options.
Yeah, I was going to say, shout out to Francis, because this time he played that one properly. Number one, you're up against a hero that's, you know, has a harder time dodging the impale, but waiting till he's in a nice little choke point. Because if you just try and go on someone, especially a Batrider who's rocking Windlace and Tranquils, and you do this, like, Vendetta little play, and they have any option to move left or right, you're just not going to hit it. Like, it's basically a 50-50 chance. But waiting till he was actually choked up inside there to rocking on in, so thumbs up, Francis. Did it, man. Getting that momentum roll on the side of Doo-Wop's favor, and that's what we were talking about too. Is just momentum-based Dota. Every single Vendetta, you want to get something, and this is that the IO we were talking about. Very squishy.
Very, very squishy, but 747, you know he's not going to let his support go down without a fight. Ambulance Wisp cornered into the tree line. Oh, a little skip hop over the tree. Tethering up to 747. That 747's angry. Full halt mode. It's a kill off the support, but unfortunately just caught out a little too far. Now Skywrath Mage also going to be disrupted up. They bring in MJW, who does have that lasso. What does he go for here? Well, the answer is no one, as he is going to get impaled up from that Nick. So Sand King with virtually no mana chasing after Jason, who is now running to the wrong side of the map. He knows he's dead either way. He's just trying to suicide to towers. But Skywrath Mage finally gets that one swing of the stab. So a little bit of a cloudy engage, but does result in at least a decent pick for Doo-Wop. They get off that Huskar.
Alright, I like it. Nice little window here for them, right? Everything's not quite there for FDL, you know? Like, this Huskar is not, like, crazy. He's still just rocking the helm and the armlet. He got him! Okay.
Just okie dokie CC&C. We talked about what a successful laning phase this was, all things considered, for the Mirana, and now halfway to Agnum Scepter, living through those ganks, actually getting a killing spree going. Things are going pretty great for Doo-Wop, but they've still got this problem of the free farming Huskar, who now has a completed Dom.
Yeah, that's just Dota. You know, sometimes you just get a Helm of the Dominator before boots. But again, this is still a nice window for the side of Doo-Wop. I think, where are we at now? Level almost 7 for Sand King. The Blink Dagger are probably going to be the biggest part here for MJW, and he's already well underway. 800 gold towards it. Got his drums, and they're going to smoke up. Time for them to get their own ball rolling here. First Chrono The target, probably CC&C. You want to slow down this Agnum Scepter as much as you can. And we'll see who they try and hunt for first.
I mean, lots of juicy targets here. For now, we've got Bisa joining
nice. He is gone.
Got your Skywrath. He wants to hunt. Smoke's gonna pop, but that's just gonna be lowly Kunkka. Here we go. Now there's some big juicy targets.
Baited.
Onto the Mirana. CC&C though. Leap down to the low ground. Moonlight Shadow to follow up. FDL ain't getting shit out of this road.
Okay, this is not too bad though.
They're gonna get this tier 1 tower,
yeah,
but
exactly.
no kills. It's a pretty expensive smoke and lots of support time wasted.
Well, no chronos were used though, which is huge. Like the fact that he didn't whip chrono or anything there, and then they just get a free tower. So now, when you think about Faceless Void, right, and like Lasso and everything like that, it's like when it's down, you might see that pressure come in from Doo-Wop, but that didn't happen. And now they can save the chrono for the Naga Siren instead. So they might not be able to use the smoke for it, but if they get like a nice relocate play, like if they even just have a ward, like look at this ward up here. If Snaking were to go back towards that tower, he would have just died right there. So nice little play by him.
Alright, so top lane, we've got 747 getting low, popping that inner vitality. They want to at least make this a decent tower trade, so going where the heroes aren't, plowing down this tier 1, decent start there for FDL. You know, in your opinion, picking such an aggressive lineup, the Skywrath, the Io, the Huskar, the Bat, are FDL getting enough out of this early game, or are Doo-Wop just countering them fine?
Where's my Naga at? Relic and 500 gold. Pretty scary. I would think that they didn't exert as much pressure on the Naga as maybe... I would reckon he might be more farmed than they think, would be the best way to put it, I think. I think they might feel like it's going to be still a little bit slower because of how often they were up top and like the Bat Rider and the way he was pulling around inside this little space, but honestly, during a lot of that, you know, going on-ins, there weren't creeps dying. He was getting back in time for the waves and whatnot, so he is still relatively farmed.
Going on.
Going on, and yeah, I was trying to think of something really good. I liked it.
It happened. Now,
no vision as Bat Rider.
He's double damaged up, but oh, he's corralling them. He's deep dogging him. He focuses him right into the relocate. Mirana leaps into certain doom, and MJW is not done just yet. Almost out of mana, but still tossing out a couple of napalms. Kunkka just booking it out of there. Meanwhile, down bottom, they realize that Beast is all alone. Might be something they can punish, but Void hops back to safety. So good job, Bat Rider. It's only the CC&C pickoff, but still baby steps towards an unreal mid game.
Yeah, Lycan Sphere almost up here for Bisa as well. Maybe still a little bit sad that he's chilling with Chrono and not using it. Like, generally you want to be doing this when you don't have Chrono. Oh, Jason. Hello!
Alright, Disrupt comes out, and Void is going to be not caring. He is just absolutely like, alright, next camp, let's go. So, in your opinion, does FDL need to be more active right now? I mean, they've got 747 pushing in the lane, keeping CC&C in check. You've got a free farming Void still, working on his first big item, assuming Lincoln's, because Battle Fury would be not great.
I think it's a fine line right now, would be the best way to put it. Like, they really just want to get this Roche. Like, maybe if you're still holding Chrono right now, I think you just come Roche or something. And try to... Oh, nice, that ward should... Oh, it won't spot this because of the damn fog, right? That's a little obnoxious. It's just Danking's not going to know about this.
Yeah, but, unfortunate to say the least.
They really want Roche, right? Like, basically, Lincoln Sphere, put that on top of your Void, get the Roche on and the Aegis on top of Susie. He's got a Dragon Lance as well. I mean, what more can you really ask for? They're pretty much just ready to go.
Alright, so Void's finishing off that Lincoln's. It's going to be flying into him right now, and that should be a go point. I mean, we saw him use the Chronosphere to get the solo kill under the tier 1 tower, but it has been several minutes since then, and it's time for a decent team fight. You've got a Huskar who got his lane farm, you've got a Skywrath that's going to stop being relevant pretty soon, so it's time to go. And it looks like they're trying to go into wave 2. Can they actually get him down before the TP? They do. It looks like no one else on Doo-Wop wants to mess, so FDL, they get some free reign in the mid lane, and looks like the rest of the Dire should just easily take out this tier 1 top.
And you know what Oracle can't do? Relocates. How sick was that?
That's some 6K analysis right there.
Yeah, I tell you, that's just the life, man. Do whatever you want. But there's the Radiance, so that's good, but they're okay. They're getting the Aegis. So, again, a little bit of RNG gonna be rocking a Doo-Wop saver here, right? Get some of those missed chances rolling with the Radiance. That's pretty much the dream, because the pressure will now be coming from the side of FDL. Arrow, thanks for the help, CC&C. And Aegis goes to 60.
Yeah, I mean, that scouting arrow actually helped out a ton. CC&T jumps in the pit, does have that Ags, but unfortunately not the Aegis of Immortality. Now, Naga singing on the backline should allow Jason to get out for free, but unfortunately the Mirana was a much more valuable target. In fact, MJW continues to leap forward. Time walk's available from the boy, but he's not going to get too crazy with it. He can save it for when they're fighting underneath the tier 2, because now 747 with a little bit of Immortality, a little bit of staff going forward. His range is filthy now with the Dragon Lance.
Yeah, and they just song too, right?
Oh, just straight treads.
Like, song's down, you know it's going to be 2 minutes at the very least. Assuming that you're assuming that he also went 2 points in Song of Siren and not 1, which is probably the right assumption judging by your lineup. Having a Faceless Void and whatnot, you know that's a big counter to your heroes, so they're going to be skilling that up, blah blah blah. So, it is time for buildings. By sticking as a group, they are completely negating the factor of this Nyx Assassin.
That Rider, he's hunting. This could be the Carapace. MJW gonna be stuck up. Ethan Impale, but little do they know. Again, there's your non-Oracle relocates coming in from the IO.
I tell ya, man.
Isa is just gonna take an arrow right to his non-existent face, but should be okay unless Shadow Demon drops everything on him. Alright. Either way, 747 after relocate easily picks up top tower. You've still got Kunkka, I guess, pushing in the lane. Naga still farming pretty well. Has 1,200 gold on top of the Radiance, but now it's go time. Now FTL have hit their first real momentum peak. 747 takes an arrow, but should be just fine. Again, he hits hard, he hits fast, he has an Aegis, and he might just jump forward onto CC&C if she steps out too far.
Again, so nicely done by FDL. That play to the mid lane, no songs. Like, they know they can pretty much roam around the entire map and just feel free. There's no, like, surprise play where snaking comes out and you're like, oh shit!
There's the lift onto 747. This is the Impale as well. He's got to be a little bit careful. The line of Artlet to reach it, but look, Ambulance wins! It's just keeping him alive through all odds. Now there's going to be a chrono on the back line. Visa saved it up, and it is beautiful. There's the Huskar sending up the Aegis. Meanwhile, Skyrath is going to be on a killing spree. All the Radiant heroes, except for this poor little Wisp, should be able to get out safely. Skyrath, unfortunately, going to eat the mana burn. Now, Naga's singing on the back lines. There is going to be that time walk away. Now, up on the high ground, the fight continues. 747, he's still full Divine mode here, trying to cut through the backdoor protection, and they should be able to at least take out the tower. There we go. And they're not going to focus on the racks here. They've got bigger targets to worry about. The Vendetta Strike, it's available. They pop the dust, though. Carapace holding 747 in place temporarily, but now he just jumps right in. Kunkka tears him right back with that X. There is going to be no lasso available with the burning spears. 747 from downtown takes out the Nyx.
Alright, well, they didn't lose racks. That is huge. So they can be pretty happy with that from the side of Doo-Wop. Overall, though, those cores on the Radiant are looking mighty scary. That Rider has now hopped up over CC&C. So they've got the top two. There's a Naga wedged in between, and then there's a Bat Rider. So this is like your last chance if you're on the side of the Dire. I think the fact that Susie went down to a tower shot was super beneficial to them because it was like mid-chrono, no one else was even nearby, and there was just kind of this awkward moment where like damage came in from the Kunkka and the tower near the same time, so it made the toggle super awkward. It wasn't like a major misplay, but just the fact that he did lose that while chrono was on was pretty huge. But
so yeah, I mean overall momentum, like you mentioned, there's just a huge spike up. It's 5,000 now in favor of FDL. At 22 minutes in with a Huskar and a Skyrath, though, should it be more? I feel like they should have, at least a lane of racks by now, and they're well on their way to getting that, but I don't know, good job Doo-Wop for holding them off for so long.
Yeah, I think, like, the fact that tower was there maybe just kind of slowed it down a bit. They used the relocate as well to get the pick on the Nyx, and they still had to get the tower after that, so, like, Nyx was back up when they were actually up, and blah, blah, blah. If they get one more pick off relocate, and the lanes are in even a decent spot, which is going to be the burden of CC&C and, or snaking here, but then it could be good for them. But we talked about this as well, like, the fact CC&C had such a good early game, even though it doesn't look that good now, it is huge, because he got the Agnum Scepter. We all know that's that big farm multiplier for the Mirana, and it means he will be getting a blink this game. He's not just stuck on this item, so he can also super help out with the split push. Just needs to be very cautious of this relocate. And here we go, top lane again. Impale out of invis, so you don't dodge it. Real Nyx players, pay attention.
He's getting real low here. Going to be torrented back into the boat. The relocate comes through. 747 work is out for him. There's going to be the song from the Naga. Just comes off cooldown previously to the fight. On the backlines, MJW stuck in place as well. So everyone should be able to get out. Bat fling forward. What is that? We got shooting bubbles all across the field, and now Jason not going to be hitting in the Mystic Flare, but still pulled down nonetheless. MJW, though, taking a ton of damage. Snaking should be able to finish off the Bat, does get that return kill. So Void and Bat going down for Shadow Demon. Hell yeah! Duop are really happy with that fight.
Yeah, you really are. 926 gold. Heading over to your Naga. That is so sick. That Manta, it's a realistic option here. It's not just a dream. We might see one. And look where CC&C is. Pushing lanes, almost has Blink Dagger. This is good.
Alright, I mean, what do FDL have to do to really secure their lead? Because that was not ideal. They're now down to about 2,000 net worth lead, which again, at 23 minutes in is not a whole lot. It seems like, I mean, Duop, they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. They're potentially outliving this Huskar strat. Yeah,
you know what else is super scary? Snaking's actually almost level 16, because he just got so much experience, which means he's going to have the 60-second song, and that is when you actually counter Chrono. That's yucky
super to deal with, to say the least. We've seen that song come in, just that fight up top. It broke things up to the point where Huskar couldn't find a pick, Batrider couldn't find a lasso. So if Snaking gets this off every single team fight, it's looking good. You gotta see Huskar start making these plays and getting those pickoffs to drive the momentum back.
Well, the play now, they're smoking up on MJW. There's a ward here though, so you gotta be careful with your Fireflies. MJW is indeed. And now the hunt begins. That's an illusion.
Yeah, he's gonna know because the smoke doesn't break, so he's gonna be able to find the real one fairly easily. Well, she's
watch those radiances, stun his blinks and whatnot, but I don't think they're gonna find anyone.
4-7, you took care of that illusion, buddy. Now with that completed Satanic, I mean, Huskar's really hard to bring down. He's going to be fighting till his last breath, but at this point, it seems like FDL may have just too many targets to deal with in these team fights. They've got to focus the Naga to prevent the Song, to prevent that, fight-canceling ulti. They've got to focus down the Kunkka and the Mirana, because they're both decent sources of damage and control. So they've got the work cut out. We'll see if they're able to really apply some pressure mid lane, or if Duop can react to that.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. It's almost more of a Oracle item, like to go for the Satanic when you have Oracle instead, because there is actually a lot of chain stun on the side of Duop, so 747 is going to be kind of cautious using this, but the only other thing is, like, there's no real physical damage coming in, so like Halberd wasn't really the item, and I think he just picked what he thought was best in the Satanic, but it's not exactly like the dream Satanic game. Either way, Chrono is up, they are ready. MJW, oh whoa, yo.
They're just
what is
feeling
Bisa
these
doing?
racks, dude. Bisa's got the
Bisa.
Alright, we're singing. There's potentially some more rotations back, or Duop just let this slide. I don't think they really want to give up their push top lane. They've got 2 heroes invested in that. So it's going to cost them perhaps a lane of racks. The Fortify goes down.
Nice.
Wisp is killed off. Radiant's doing its job there, but even through backdoor protection, the rack's still taking
Moonlight
a beating. We'll see if there's going to be some jumping forward here. Moonlight, like you mentioned, wrapping around Snaking with no song. But Flea just ripping that Skywrath Mage apart. Now there's gonna be the Crow. No. He's just running back and forth like a chicken with his head cut off. And 747's gonna be focused down, trying to life break CC&C, but dies in the way. And they're just gonna continue their pressure. They got 3 heroes for what was a bit of an overextension for FDL in the first place, where Sean's not up. But this gives Duop license to push wherever the hell they please.
Damn, no song. Feeling maybe a little bit bolder, but then solo Chrono and Nick Assassin, who got off the Carapace first, nicely done by Francis, and then the disruption too. Very well played. There are other options here now. That means Song is online while they're pushing. If you saw it, Bisa was sitting up top. He gave 3,300 gold. I was like, is this going to be like a Manta? Does he want the Fuse play? But he's rocking it into a Radiance of his own. It is time to quite literally fire with fire. We'll see if that's actually going to end up working out for them, but yeah, Francis, there's no friends around here.
I mean, I think you're overlooking the obvious possibility this is a Divine Rapier.
Oh, yeah, my mistake. Sorry about that. I mean, it just makes way more sense in 28 minutes.
28-minute Rapier Void. I mean, I think that's a strategy.
Pretty much just standard stuff, honestly. Oh, it's a Radiance. I think he's just not on your meta yet.
Yeah,
One of these days.
That's a report right there. Either way.
I mean, I heard about all this low priority, so I think after this one, he is definitely heading down, especially after that last Chrono. Like, that was 4 reports from one person right there.
Alright, anyway, it is going to be Duop moving into Radiant territory.
Oh, I want to see something really
Nick's
sad.
Assassin going onto the Skywrath Mage. He's gonna cut this off, but they've got the Vision Bat Rider dragging him up. They do get the Nyx down to start things off, and the Kunkka boat flies through to no avail. Everyone TPing onto the back line. They get the break on CCNC. He pops in to that Moonlight Shadow, but they've got the gem on the Bat Rider. As long as he can keep MJW on top of him, they're gonna be able to find him. It looks like CCNC just sitting around. There's nothing you can do. The life break comes in, and Huskar finally gets the momentum going back in. He goes and finds himself his 7th kill of the game, and everyone ready to move forward. No one really giving much attention to Snake King pushing into tier 3s here, but
they just found 3 free sentries on the ground in here that belong to Jason. The dream.
well, we get sentries now, as well, it looks like these racks will finally fall. Naga doing her best to apply that split push and hammer on tier 3s at once, but again, I think FDL, they've got their eyes on the prize. They're going straight in here. Perhaps even going rotating for mid lane after this, and maybe even some chip damage onto the tier 4s, because Naga's showing no signs of retreat. It's like mid-rotation is going to be the call. Perhaps they leave from here, perhaps they push their luck.
Oh god, this is not working, Snake King.
Snake King's coming back.